You know, I heard this morning on CNN that Americans waste and or throw away over $1 billion worth of food a year. As a matter of fact, they also indicated that each family throws away about 20 pounds of food. Just throw it away. You know, leftovers in the refrigerator and things that spoil, or even, putting too much on your plate and you can't eat it and you just throw it away. And I really didn't realize the impact of that or how ridiculous it is until I remembered that I'm interviewing an official from the food bank today. Now, how is this for a paradox? Americans throw away 20 pounds of food a week to the tune of over $1 billion, yet we have literally dozens of thousands, if I can say that, of people in our community hungry, underfed, sometimes not knowing where their next meal is coming from, including, unfortunately, children. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
And I'm your host, Alex Habersham. Thanks for joining us. I have with me today Mr. Bobby DeNegal, who's the marketing manager and other things, production manager, distribution manager for the Middle Georgia Community Food Bank. And I always hasten to have Bobby and other officials, when applicable, on the show, because I am very, very concerned about a needless negative situation in our community. And I'm also very impressed with the fact that at least there's an entity in our community that can assist with the dire problem of hunger in America. You know, it sounds almost unreal and untrue, particularly when you consider all of the food that we throw away. How you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm outstanding. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me here today.
Let's talk about the hunger situation first, in our community, and other data that will help to reemphasize and shed more light on what I just said.
Well, right in Bibb County, just in Bibb County, 1 in 6 families are food insecure. And because people have a job, that don't say that they are secure in where their next meal is coming from. And we're part of Feeding. A food bank is part of Feeding America, and there's over 200 food banks in the country. But as you said before, people in America throw away more food in 1 week than they do any other time. And then we have holidays coming up, Labor Day is coming up. People will throw away a lot of food then because we've been so used to having a plenty until we just discard. We could pick and choose what we wanted. And now it has come back to really haunt us, because with people being laid off of their jobs and the children who suffer in school because and people criticize them getting free lunches and free breakfast in school. But if they didn't have those programs, what would those children do? And with our agencies at the food bank, we have different programs to where we address that hunger issue with those children in school. And that child didn't ask their parents to be laid off of their jobs, and they still have to eat.
Wow.
So 1 in 6 families in Bibb County are food insecure right now. And it's a shame that nobody will really address the issue of being hungry or hungry. We walk around like, we don't have a problem with hunger in this community, but there's a bigger problem than what people realize, and you can't cover it up, or you can't push hunger out of the way. And hunger has no color, whether you're black, white, Asian, whichever. Hunger is just hunger, and we need to continue to do something about it in our community.
A lot of people don't realize really the extent of the feeding program, if you please, in which the Middle Georgia Community Food Bank is involved. Let's talk first, though, about what the food bank does for children, how the role that Middle Georgia Community Food Bank plays in trying to feed children.
Well, we support after-school programs with the police department. We have the backpack program that several of our agencies participate in, where on Friday they will take the kids' backpack and put enough food in there for that child to have over the weekend, because school is not in on Saturday and Sundays, and those children still have to eat. So we started that program.
Wow.
In order to help those kids, because if they're hungry, they're not going to learn anything.
Right.
And people don't realize the impact that it has not only on children, but adults as well. And without food, what can you do? You can build all kinds of buildings. But without food and without a food program, you won't have anybody to occupy those buildings.
Well, you know, it's unfortunate, and I guess I may be guilty too. But I have worked on becoming more conscientious. We just take for granted. We take, you know, and then there's an old gospel song that says, "Let us all go back to the old
landmark."
Yes.
Yeah.
And the old time way. So I just think that that we need a more conscientiousness as it relates to hunger and the role that it plays in our community. And, you know, I really recently learned that. And then, you know, people have negative things to say about certain programs in this country, which kind of breaks my heart, because situations and circumstances oftentimes predict where we are, the situation or the circumstance that we are in. And I just think as America, I think about the Pilgrims, and I think about back in the day when we really assisted each other. And I can't think of many more important things than to try to assist each other with not being hungry and with food. So now how does and we're going to go get into, you know, the role that people can play, particularly during September. But tell me how the food bank operates.
Well, what we do at the food bank is distribute food to churches and nonprofit organizations. The churches are the ones who have the food pantries, to where individuals can go to the food pantry. The food pantry will give them enough food to last at least a week or 2 weeks. The food bank, we don't serve individuals. What we do is serve those with nonprofit status. The senior programs, we have an in-house program to where we send the senior bags out to the high-rise and different individual churches. So the seniors whose money run out before the month, they still have food in their houses, in their apartments, and the children programs with the snacks that we have. We supply the snacks to the police department. We have a mobile pantry that we send to different communities every month, and we send anywhere from 200 to 250 bags of groceries to different communities, because there's a need there. And there's a need here in Bibb County to where Mulberry Outreach, Loaves and Fishes, which is a part, which are agencies of the food bank, with the people that they serve, it all is drawn from the food bank. And all of us, not only at the food bank, but at Salvation Army, Rescue Mission, Loaves and Fishes, we've been fighting this problem for years. And Jesus put it this way. He said, the poor you should always have with you, but the food bank slogan is, the poor you will have with you always, but why the hungry?
Right.
And a lot of times people are hungry not because of something they did, but because of their circumstances, like you said before. Yeah. And it could be me, it could be you, and we don't have anything to brag about, because if it was not for the grace of God, we could be that individual out there that's hungry. Our children, God have blessed us to where we've raised our children. Now we're working on the grandchildren, but we want to make sure that grandchildren remember not to be so wasteful. And when we was coming up, you and I, and we're in the same age category.
You're a little older.
No, you're a little older than I am. But at the same token, we were brought up with the same concept. Yeah. Whatever you put on your plate, you had to eat it. We couldn't say, I don't like this and I don't like that, and I'm not going to eat this and I'm not going to eat that. But whatever was put on your plate, you ate it, and that was it.
I got an idea. If on the average Americans waste about 20 pounds of food a week, month, whatever it is, then maybe if we could become conscientious, and if we buying $100 worth of food, then maybe we could say, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take $10 worth of that food and contribute to the food bank. And then I'm going to be more conscientious. I'm going to spend the same amount of money because I was going to waste it anyway.
Yeah.
And then I can contribute to the food bank. Now, how can one contribute to the food bank?
Well, we have online giving to where you can donate online.
Give the $10.
Yeah, just give the $10. Or you can help with the mobile pantry. You can donate it towards the senior program that we have, or you can donate it towards getting snacks.
Now, you can specify where you want your $10 to go.
Yes, and not only that, but if you wanted to do something in memory of a loved one, and here's what I say to people, feeding people, you will always touch somebody's life. I'd rather have a family being fed than to be sit on. In memory of a loved one. Matter of fact, we have a boardroom named after one of our past board members, and we're always looking for ways to help other people and to launch further out in the deep of letting people know about the hunger situation here in Macon and Bibb County. We serve 24 counties, and at the food bank we have over 307 agencies that really help us tackle the problem. With the 200 food banks in America, we're really fighting a big problem together. And if they would just take that $10 a week, you'll be surprised at how many families will be able to eat because of the $10 they donate to the food bank.
And they can do that on the website?
They can do that on the website, MiddleGeorgiaCommunityFoodBank.org.
MiddleGeorgiaCommunityFoodBank.org.
And you can go online and you can donate it. Either you can send it through the mail, and either you can bring it to the food bank and take a tour of the food bank to see what we do at the food bank, and see how we impact your community, because there are people that are hungry, but they will not tell you, they will not tell me, they will not tell anybody else, and they just suffer in silence.
Right. Okay, now talk about September. Something that's going on in September as it relates to hunger.
September is Hunger Action Month. And what we ask in September is that we speak out against hunger. We will be doing several things at the food bank to bring attention to the hunger that's in Bibb County. And I will be doing that extensively throughout the month of September, where we will be having little fairs to, let people know that the food bank is here, what we do at the food bank, and what you can do to help us continue to feed those who are less fortunate. And Feeding America asks that the 200 food banks, we come together the month of September to call awareness of hunger, because you never know. It could be your family, could be my family, could be the family down the street, could be somebody that's working at City Hall, somebody that's working in Washington. They
lost their job.
They lost their job, and it could be on a TV station that, I hear people say, well, I've never experienced this. But if you keep living, you will experience a lot of things that you thought that you wouldn't experience.
Yes, sir.
And this is why I say to people, be careful of how you throw stones at other people, because that stone that you throw out today will be the one to hit you tomorrow.
Yes.
And if you're not hungry today, that don't say that you're not going to be hungry tomorrow.
Right.
But it's better to have and not need than to need and not have.
Right. That's very true. Well, we're getting pretty close to the end of our interview, but I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there who would like to know more information about what they give me a number and a website and a location that they can go to.
We're located at 4490 Omega East Boulevard. Ronald Raleigh, he's the director. I'm just the marketing director, truck driver sometime. Our telephone number is 478-742-3958 or 741-8777. We're there Monday through Fridays from 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. And you can come and tour the food bank. You can bring your group out. We'll come to you. We'll show you how to do a canned food drive, or whatever you want to do. We're asking for the month of September, something unique is you can come to the food bank and just fill out a paper plate to make people in your community aware of being hungry. You can donate your Facebook time to hunger awareness for the month of September. You can read some of the stories about hunger the month of September for Hunger Awareness Month.
Okay, now is there a Facebook page for the food bank?
Yeah, the Middle Georgia Food Bank have a Facebook page. I'm not.
They can find it.
If
you're familiar with Facebook,
you can find Middle Georgia Community Food Bank on Facebook.
This is a call to action.
A call to action.
And I'm your host, Alex Habersham, talking about hunger. I guess I'm thinking about food and forgot my name. I'm so happy to have today with me to have interviewed Mr. Bobby DeNegal, who's the marketing director for the Middle Georgia Community Food Bank, and he has given us an abundance of information about what we can do to help the food bank and the role that we can play in making this a better community. Become more familiar, donate your time, donate your money, be a part of the solution rather than the problem. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
Give us that phone number again.
478-742-3958.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham. Have a great day.
www.makingblackpages.com